on, everyone? TDH here, and today is Tuesday, November the 1st, which means it's patch day. We've got 28.5 here for Heroes of the Storm ready to go. Looks like there are a number of heroes that have had some balance changes, maybe a couple bug fixes. We're going to go through this together, kind of have a look, see what's going on. Just by looking at the heroes, we can kind of predict based on where they're sitting in the meta, whether they're going to get a buff or a nerf. So let's kind of try to predict here where this is going. Junkrat. I like Junkrat. I've been playing him quite a bit. I think he's very strong in certain areas, but also, kind of weaker in certain areas. So I think Junkrat's probably going to get a little bit of a buff, maybe a little bit of a nerf. Raynor, poor Jimmy. This guy needs a buff. Tychus, I like Tychus a lot. He's a pretty strong hero, especially against a pretty melee, tank-heavy enemy team. But I still think Tychus probably is going to get a little bit of a buff. Vala is a very strong hero right now. Her Q build is very good, pretty dominant. I have a feeling that her Q build's probably going to get nerfed a little bit. We might see a little bit of a buff to the W. We'll see where they go with that. Zul'jin, I haven't played much of the new Zul'jin yet. I think just kind of like Junkrat, he could be buffed, could be nerfed in a couple different areas to kind of just fine-tune him just a little bit more. Asmodin. Asmodin's a pretty strong hero on certain maps. His Q build is pretty good. I'm probably expecting maybe a little bit of a nerf to his Q build. We'll see where they go with that. Zagara used to be a very strong hero. She went through a couple of changes. You don't see her as much right now, but she's still in the right hands. Very, very dangerous. She's probably going to get just a little bit of a nerf. We'll see on that one. Kharazim. Kharazim's interesting. He's gotten buffed the last two patches. They keep trying to make his other talents at level 1, other than Iron Fist, a little bit more viable. I'm not sure where they're going to go with this. He might get another buff. I think he's a decent support right now. So we'll see where they go with that. Stukov's, I think he's in a pretty good spot. He probably stands to get buffed just a little bit. I don't know. We'll see where they go with that one too. I'm very curious about the supports. I play mostly support, so I'm very interested to see where they're going with those two. Garrosh, this guy, if not in a good team comp that's coordinated, this guy can be a living nightmare. I'm probably expecting him to get a little bit of a nerf. He's pretty strong right now. Leoric, after his rework, you've seen just a little bit of a drop of Leoric play. So I'm probably expecting him to get altered in a buff just a little bit. And Mirrodin, and this guy's an absolute beast right now. I'm expecting nerfs across the board. He is extremely strong. So we'll see where that goes. All right, let's get started. Junkrat, health increased, regen increased. Okay. Damage increased on his Q. Okay, interesting. I thought his Q was pretty strong. Okay, so level 4, Taste for Explosion. So his damage has been decreased per hit, and his maximum damage has decreased to 100. So you're not going to be able to stack like crazy. He did get very strong late game with this Q build, so a little bit of a nerf to that. Not really surprising. Towards the end of the game, he could put out a lot of damage. Okay, so Bronzer hit his W, got a little bit of a damage increase, and his trap requirement reduced to 7, so making it a little bit easier for him to get that trap bonus. Not too bad. And at level 7, the slow duration increased to 3.5, so a little bit of a buff, a little bit of a nerf to Junkrat, kind of like what we thought. All right, Jimmy. Okay, his cooldown on his E reduced to 30 seconds, and cooldown of Adrenaline Rush decreased from 15 to 10 seconds. They're going to make him a little bit tankier and able to use his Adrenaline Rush just a little bit more frequent. Okay, I think Jimmy needs just a little bit more, but it's a step in the right direction for sure. Tychus, basic attack damage increased. And on his Q, damage increase, secondary damage increased. Okay, so just a little bit of a buff to his damage. Not surprising there. Vala, Q build, nerf. Secondary bounce, nerf. No surprise there. Q build's really strong. And, okay, so Calthop, you know, gonna make it a little bit easier after getting that reward. You know, I still think her other two talents are better to take. Yeah, I stand by that. Zul'jin, let's see. Guillotine increased to 40 seconds. Guillotine was pretty good. 10-second increase. A little bit of a nerf there. Bone Slicer, mana increase. Yep. Cooldown and mana reduction increased to 40%. It's a little bit of a buff. Attack speed increased to 40%. A little bit of a buff. Damage bonus increased to 35%. So a couple of buffs, couple of nerfs, and movement speed per stack increased to 6%. Ooh, wow, 6%. That's pretty good. So yeah, a little bit of a movement buff there. So buffs and nerfs, kind of just tuning him out a little bit more. Kind of like what we thought. Asmodin. All right, so his trait no longer grants additional minion mercenary health. Interesting. A little bit of a nerf there. But its damage did increase. So balancing that out just a little bit. Interesting. And Q's nerfed in damage, but a little bit easier to stack. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Zagara. Whoa, 60 to 100 seconds. That's a huge hit to the Nidus network. She got very strong using this, so that's gonna hurt her quite a bit. All right, Kharazim. So here we go. Iron Fist, movement speed, bonus reduced from 30 to 25%. Okay, so again, a little bit of nerf to Iron Fists. New functionality, 25% movement speed on the third punch. Wow, so they're giving movement speed to Transcendence as well as his healing output. Very interesting. And same thing for Insight. Wow, so definitely making these two more viable options over the Iron Fist. Very, very interesting. I like it. Yeah, I like it. Definitely, you know, depending on what Kharazim's role is in his team comp, you know, he's got a couple different ways to go. Pretty good buff. Stukov, basic health increase, health regen increase. A little bit of a buff there. Not really surprised. Garrosh, Earthshaker was a pretty strong talent. Stuns you when you threw somebody. Decreased to 0.6. So just a little bit of a nerf there. Okay. I'll take it. Leo, the Skeleton King. Once again, another reduction on his Entomb. So this has gone back and forth in terms of its cooldown reduction and increase. Now we're at 50 seconds again. Okay. And Neil Peasants got a little bit of increase, 100% bonus. Okay. So a couple buffs to the Skeleton King. Now to this guy, Mirrodin. Let's see. Stormbolt. Mana cost decreased from 50 to 45. Okay, so a little bit of a buff. Sledgehammer bonus damage increased from 300 to 350%. Okay. Skullcracker damage bonus increased from 60 to 70%. Oh, okay. And Heavy Impact now slows enemies by 80% for 0.75 seconds. Okay. So, Mirrodin is still going to be very strong, if not stronger. Kind of scary. Okay. I'll let you guys go through the bug fixes. I just wanted to kind of go through some of these reworks. Wow, really kind of surprised there on the Mirrodin. Well, I can't wait to jump on here and try some of these changes out. I'm TDH, and I'll see you guys next time. please let me know what you think in the comments below. If you did enjoy, please hit that like button. If you're looking forward to more Heroes of the Storm content, go ahead and hit that subscribe. You can follow me on Twitch at _TDH, Twitter _TDH, and on YouTube, the TDH.